So this car behind me, I started to move. Let's see if he starts to move too.
There was 2 cops. There's never any cops in this area.
Well, we just outran the cops, guys. He'll never catch me alive.
Ayo!
Welcome to CJ's Life,
My name is Jezreel,
and I'm Cody.
and thank you guys for tuning into our show. As you can see, we are not in our studio. We are currently on a drive, and this is a long time coming. We've actually had this idea for quite a long time, maybe a year or so.
Yeah, it's kind of this is a trial run per se, but we're gonna try and do it as best as we can.
Yep.
It's been kind of interesting today, getting everything together.
Yeah, for sure, because we really have like a bunch of ideas where we really wanted to incorporate a new, unique podcast idea. And we see a couple videos on YouTube where they have a different setting. You know, they switch up the setting a couple times, but in their house. But now we always want to do it in a car, and we have a couple ideas for that.
Yeah. So this is the first run.
Yeah.
It's exciting, like Jess was saying. When we kind of when this idea was kind of brought about, we were like Jess was saying, we were just kind of trying to figure out how can we be like different
Yeah.
from other people, and we said kind of together that hey, like we like to listen to podcasts in the car.
Yeah.
We like to listen to anything in the car, so why not try doing our podcast in the car, like the actual podcast, like we
Yeah.
are here today.
Yeah. So usually we'd like to start with our bubblies, but due to our setting, we don't have the bubblies.
We'll crack my sanitizer.
We're currently just on a drive. It's around
Yeah.
8 something, but we like to start off with our main topic today, which is our culture and lifestyle. And a couple of questions that I have for Cody is his work-life relationship, because I know that you've had a lot going on. I know you work almost every day.
Shit.
Let's say I'll try to hit you up on Sunday, and I know you're unavailable some days. You know, last
Mhm.
couple weeks ago was Father's Day, and we weren't able to hang out. We haven't played ball in a long time.
No, we haven't, man.
But how do you keep up your relationship with work, like your 5-day weekend, 6-day weekend?
All right. It's tough. Right now it's what? It's 8:40 p.m. I started work at 6 today, which is actually like a late. Well, it's a normal start for me. So I got up at 5. I usually get to work. Yeah, I usually get the mic check. I usually get to work either around 5 or 6. So I constantly have between 10 and 12-hour days. Like, I'm a hustler. I don't mind. Luckily, I have a high enough energy to do all of that and come here and do this. But
Yeah.
this part's easy because I love doing this. Like, during the day, I'm literally thinking of oh, my podcast is today. Like,
Yeah.
Wednesday, stuff's going down today.
Yeah.
So, as far as it goes, I don't eat out. I very rarely eat out. I try my best to keep a healthy lifestyle. It's very important.
Yeah.
Life management is crucial. Like, you almost have to plan everything. Like, planning to do this, planning time for myself, time for Taya, time for family, friends. Yeah, so it's just rationing out things like that.
Yeah.
It can be hard sometimes, but I like it, to be honest.
Of course, you gotta like it because it's your girlfriend, right? It's
Yeah.
someone you want to spend your life with, and
Well, that's the
you gotta
best
make
part
choices. Yeah.
of the ration.
Yeah.
My girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was also there's a question that came up. I was looking through my yearbooks
Mhm.
a couple of days ago, and it was my elementary school yearbook, and I was about 14 years old. And the question was, where do you see yourself in 20 years from now?
Damn.
And 34. And I'm sure we're around that age where in 10 years, that 20 year question is going to come to existence. So I put I'll tell you mine first
Okay.
before I ask you yours. I put that hopefully I can get a government job. I remember writing that. I had ambitions of playing in the MLB, and I did want to have a marriage and kids at that time. So about
Wow.
10 years from now, I'm 23. When I'm 34, I look to have those things. I'll talk to you guys about a job that I recently started, but it's not even close to being a firefighter. It's something different, but I want to
It's
ask you.
still good.
Yeah,
It's still a good
it's still
job.
good.
It's kind of
Uh,
related.
Almost.
Yeah.
I want to ask you. Do you remember if you had a question asked to you 10 years ago, and do you see yourself in that same question? Yeah. You think you answered your question 10 years ago?
Uh, 10 years ago,
Yeah.
I definitely had ambitions to go to the show. I literally thought that was a potential possibility. I was definitely, and I did try. I played in college, and played competitive ball for as long as I could after high school, and I was still good at it. But I was going to college. When I first left college, I actually wanted to be a cop. That's what I put down. I kind of wanted to be a police officer. When I went to college, for police foundations, my mind kind of changed. I switched. I wanted to be a physiotherapist. I wanted to be a trainer. I wanted to be a paramedic, which is the only thing I actually kind of finished. Right? There were so many things that I wanted to do, and to be honest, I'm not done. There's other stuff I kind of want to do that I hopefully can succeed in. So far, nothing has really been. I mean, I consider the job I have now a success. I mean, I drive
Yeah.
a truck, but it pays well. I have good people around me, and that's all I could really ask for.
Yeah. So if I were to ask you a question now, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I see myself in 10 years. I'm gonna have a house.
Yeah.
Have a wife. I'm gonna have 3 kids.
3 kids, yeah?
Two or three. I'm gonna have kids. I love kids.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna have kids. As far as job goes, I'm definitely gonna have my own business of some sort. It's either gonna be my own business or I decide to go into law enforcement. It's it's really the only 2 things I'm kind of interested in.
Yep.
Yeah.
You told me earlier that you wanted to get your license again for security.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that you had a security. I knew you worked at a mall, and I think I saw you one time when you were patrolling
Patrolling the grounds.
patrolling the ground, downtown. But yeah, I'm sure you'd want to get more licenses, more to do more for yourself. I think it's always important.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of going to our next topic where well, I wanted to say something, but it's more like me starting a new job. I got a security guard license, and I've been telling
Oh shit, can we go?
I got my license and I got a job right after. So I guess I'm pretty proud of it because
I'm proud of you, man.
Thanks, bro.
I'm proud of you, bro. When you first told me
Yeah.
about that you were getting security license, I
Yeah.
was so happy because
Yeah.
I know that line of work you're interested in,
Yeah.
and you went out and got it, and then I'm happy you had your entry level job, so it can only go up from here, man.
Yeah. Last year I completed the course and I kind of loafed it a bit. I had school and I finished my semester. And once I finished that, I remember writing on a piece of paper
Yeah.
that I wanted to get my license fully, and I did. And just today I had some training. I don't want to go into depth about it because I don't know if it's confidential. I have to sign a waiver to talk about what I did today. But I did training, and yeah, I'm just looking for progression, and I really want to get into the border services in Canada, and that's something I've been always wanting to do. I talked to one of this guy today. We were talking about ourselves and our description of what we want to do in the future, and I stood up. I was like, I want to work in the CBSA, and a lot of guys, they want to work in law enforcement, police, and I just I told him after on our lunch break, I was like, I remember getting a CBSA, which is the border officer as a student job, and when I was 18, but I didn't take it seriously because
Mm.
I wanted to do something. I wanted to do physiotherapy, and even paramedics too
Yeah, see,
before.
we had a similar path, kind of.
Similar path, MLB too, but that was something I really wanted to do, and I didn't take it seriously. And I just want to spread a little message. If you have something out there like that comes to you and you're not really sure about it, give it a shot, because you never know, it can benefit you in the future.
Hmm.
I wish I took that job before, when I was 18, when I just applied because my friends from high school applied too. Um, but I wish I took that. It can go with any other thing. So, like, let's say a relationship. Someone hits you up, you want to talk to them, you're not sure if you should do it. But I think you should do it. Like, why not? You never know where it can lead to you, right?
Yeah, like you just summed it up. If you don't take that dive,
Yeah.
you never know. Like, you never know what's gonna happen.
Yep.
You can sit and wonder, or you could try and fail. But whether you succeed or fail, you learn something,
Yep.
and that's really big. Something that's kind of like similar to Jez's story. I really wish I didn't rush into school.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I decided to go into the field that I'm in now, kind of like construction type of work,
Yeah.
because I would have saved money to pay for my schooling myself, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only 20-year-old that's in Ontario that's suffering from the OSAP sickness. That's a real sickness.
Yeah.
And trust me,
Disease.
those monthly payments, they're killer.
Yeah.
They're a killer, man. And my advice for anybody out there that's thinking about college, please, really make sure it's what you want, like you have a passion for it. Because I picked 4 courses I wasn't that passionate about, or I thought the first one, police foundation, I definitely jumped into. I was young, so I was 17 when I first went to college. Well, I was turning 18, but I was 17 when I first went. And I was kind of going off because my mom was like, oh, you must go to college, please. So it was kind of like to please her a little bit. So I'm not telling you not to please your parents, people, but you live with yourself for the rest of your life. So
Please yourself.
please yourself.
Please
first.
yourself.
There you go. Please yourself, guys.
Yeah. Speaking of pleasing and like college life, there was also a question I was gonna ask you too, but for next week actually. But I'll ask you now.
Okay.
I'm not saying you're old or whatever, right?
Don't be old.
You went to college, and there's some stories that you told me a while ago, and I was like, damn, I never heard these stories, and they're like really interesting. And I have a couple stories on my own, but I would like to ask you, do you remember back in your day,
Yeah.
back in your college days, because you're a full timer, is there any funny stories that you like to kind of reminisce about, or goes through your mind, or
Okay,
some?
I have a funny one.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not sure if anybody's ever went through this, but I had a morning class, and I lived in Scarborough. Humber College North Campus is like way the hell out, like northwest of the city, like the way northwest, like borderline Brampton kind of stuff, right? So I had the mission out there. It would take me at least, like, if I was quick, 2 hours to from my house to school.
Yep.
So I had this morning class, and it had a mandatory attendance. It was I think it was like Group X. That's when I was taking this is when I was taking fitness and health.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was taking it, I told my boys, I was like, bro, there's no way in hell I'm making it out here for 7.
Yep.
Like, no way in hell. And he's like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, bro, I'm just gonna find. I literally told my boy, I'm like, I'm gonna find I'm gonna find a girl.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just like basically use her for hours around the area.
Okay.
So I set out on the second night. I went to this frat party.
Yeah.
And I kind of danced with this girl.
Okay.
And then we got to know each other, and I found out she went to Humber, and I found out she lived down the street.
Yeah.
So we kind of had a little relationship, but
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I had to break it off, I literally told her, I just said, like, I can't see you no more. And she's like, why? Is it because I'm boring? I'm like, no, literally because my course is done.
Oh my God, bro. Yeah.
And that's a younger me. That's 18. No, it's 19-year-old me.
19-year-old you.
Was it a savage cold move? Yes.
How do you feel about that now? Like knowing that about yourself.
I have no regrets.
No regrets.
No
Okay.
regrets.
Well,
Because everything you do, mistake or positive, you learn from it. So obviously I was wrong for it, but
yeah.
you know, at that point I had to do what I had to do. Something I never did before, so I experienced it.
Yeah.
So now I could say I experienced doing something along the lines of that. Did the girl go a little crazy? Maybe a little bit, but
Maybe a little. Maybe
a little bit. She wouldn't,
bro.
she wouldn't give some of my clothing items back,
Mm.
but it's okay because I passed. I actually got a 90 something in that class. I was sick with it. I was early.
Maybe because you had a good night, you know. You
Had a good night.
you had a good night. Well, I don't know if you slept well, but like you know, you had a good night. So maybe
Yeah, I had a
that
good
transpired
night.
into the morning.
I remember when I told Tay this story. She's like, "Wow." She actually
Sad.
she actually laughed. I told her this story
Yeah.
about this, but that's one of my more savage like college stories.
Savage-like moment.
Yeah, but what I did to actually pass a class. How about yourself?
I never done something like that, but just like a pretty cool story that I always will remember. In Canada, we have this thing called frosh, and frosh during the this is the transition from high school to university, and in university we have this thing called frosh, and we had the option of going to school and sleeping there, and I wanted to do that maybe one night, and that one night we had a party at school, and there was no drinks or anything. It was just mostly just dancing, and then after the dancing, we actually had a party, and I remember going to the party with my friend. His name's Alex. So shout out Alex if you see this. We go to her house, and there's a bunch of friends, you know, already there preing, you know, like celebrating her 18th or 19th, and we spent time there, and then it was getting late. She got drunk. Everyone else was like, you know, tipsy or like, you know what, we're gonna head back. And the good thing was it was close to our school, so it was like 3 a.m. and we're in the West End, and knowing we're from the East End, so we're not like too familiar with that place, and there was barely any buses running, so it was like the night bus or like the last
The
bus.
last bus, yeah.
And then I had like some of these flashback moments where the last bus remind me of like a episode from SpongeBob, and it's like the night bus, you know, we have like no clue where we are, and then
The night bus.
the night bus, and
Yo,
then
I love that episode, by the way.
yeah, so we head back to school, and then we remembered we had our photo ID pictures taking the next day, and it was like 8 a.m. that we had to get up for, and it was like 3 a.m. we had to like tiptoe around like all the people, all the kids, well, not kids, but we had to tiptoe everybody that was sleeping on like the ground, and it was like so hectic. And then I had long hair at the time, and I had to kind of get myself ready in like the men's washroom in the morning.
Oh no.
So it was pretty crazy in that experience. Yeah, so that's kind of my story where I have to with the York kind of late overnight story. It was the first time I had to do something like that, but yeah.
There you go. Well, you know, Jez is about that life, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I remember when you weren't even that much of a, like you were like still not like partying really. I remember when you were
Nah.
young and super like haven't done that stuff yet. Now look at you, Jez.
I haven't done anything in a while, man.
Nah, man, but you still done it, baby.
I know.
You still did it. You still
Yeah.
done did it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a couple questions. I really hope you guys took something from this or like this episode. You know.
Yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. I mean it. I'm gonna be watching y'all. But please follow us on Instagram.
Yep.
We want to have as many followers. We want you guys to interact with us so we can talk about stuff that intrigue you, not just us.
Yep.
If you care to hear about our view on such topics that you like. Our goal, hopefully we can make it one day, is 100 views, 100 subscribers.
Subscribers, yeah.
and we can only do that with you guys. So we're only as good as you guys are.
Yeah. It'll be a true honor. I hope you guys like this new style.
Yeah.
We're having fun ourselves.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
We have to kind of improv with a couple of things, but it's always a learning curve. So we'll do our best for next time. All right, guys. My name is Jezreel,
And I'm Cody.
and we out.
Easy, guys.
Easy.